Hello. Getting the right start can make a real difference. That sounds like a slogan for breakfast cereal. In Britain in the 1950s and 60s, the Egg Marketing Board told people to go to work on an egg. Personally, I think you'd be better going on a bus or in a car. Sometimes making a start can be difficult, can't it? We can lose so much of our valuable time waiting or doing things that are not really worth doing. Richard L. Evans said the tragedy of life is not that it ends so soon, but that we wait so long to begin it. So it's really important that we make a start, and even more important that we make the right start. In Matthew 6:33, we see the well-known verse where Jesus tells his disciples, and that includes us as believers, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. To put it in simple terms, put God first and everything else will follow. Submit to God, his reign, his rule in your life. Submit to his sovereignty over you and all things. Obey God. Do his will. Life has its worries and concerns, and Jesus mentions some of them in the verses prior to Matthew 6, verse 33. We find them in verses 25 to 32. But we are not to be consumed with worry. Instead, we go to God, submit to him, where we find peace and hope. Remember the words of 1 Peter 5, verses 6 to 7. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on him, because he cares for you. Submit to God. Make God your priority, following him and seeking to do his will. Do as he says. He will ensure that you have what you need. He challenges each one of us to set aside all the things that distract us, not to let them have priority over him. In all things, we must put God first, seeking him, submitting to his authority and doing his will, because if we put him first, the rest will follow. God is where we start from. He is always the best place to start. Seek first his kingdom and righteousness, submit to his sovereignty and do his will, and then he will make sure that you have what you need. That doesn't mean that you can ignore your responsibilities. It doesn't mean that you can wait around and do nothing. It means you can be assured that as you do what's right, God will make a way for you. He will provide as you obey him and do his will. It means you can always look ahead with hope as you put God first here and now. In Romans 12:12, Paul tells us to be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, faithful in prayer. In Jeremiah 29:11, God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." These words reveal the nature of God, his great love for us, and his wonderful grace. He wants the very best for his people. So look forward with hope and put God first, here and now. The best place to start is always at his feet. May God richly bless you. Amen.